This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark Magnuson.
Hello and welcome into Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Thursday, October 26th, 2023, and we're so glad you can join us for today's show. In today's episode, I will have video from Monday's China-U.S. purchase agreement and contract signing ceremony in Des Moines, and I will have comments from Chinese ambassador to the United States, Xie Feng. We will also have a check of the ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the closing markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day, I'm joined now by Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net for our closing market analysis. Kaden, how did we do in the grains today?
Yeah, grain markets kind of continuing the same story we've seen really over the last 5 trading days. Started out higher this morning and it closed lower, unfortunately, even after we had pretty decent export sales this morning. Looking like corn's going to close down about a penny, beans down 8 or 9 cents. So, again, kind of more of the same that we've been seeing really since we made good, strong highs Friday and then closed off of them.
Kaden, were you surprised at all with those good export sales numbers that maybe we didn't see a little bit more price movement to the upside?
Yeah, really. If you're bullish or a farmer looking to sell some grain, it's not a great development. Kind of always say a negative reaction to good news is not a good sign for the market overall, especially the health of it. Like I said, we've had a rough, really since Friday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rough week. So if this market was looking for a reason to rally, it kind of got it this morning and then wound up rejecting those. So kind of looks like, at least from my perspective right now, we may be going back down to retest some lows that we made earlier in the fall.
Kaden, what's taking place right now with some of those soy products when we talk about soy oil and soy meal? We've seen that price of soy meal jump way up here in about the last week or so, and soy oil has been struggling a little bit. Could you kind of talk us through what's happening there?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Soy meal's been quite strong, back over closing up today about 429. Oil, like you said, the exact opposite. I think you're seeing a lot of really it's coming out of crush margins, with beans lower and whatnot. Especially the other side of that coin too. Argentina has been exceptionally dry. They're the biggest exporter of soybean meal in the world. Really, we're a little bit early, probably calendar wise, from where we were last year when that Argentina rally really kicked in. But I kind of think you can see the market starting to front run that a bit. If they do wind up having poor weather, poor growing conditions, that soybean meal that they're able to export is going to be limited.
And Kaden, speaking of Argentina, when it comes to soybean meal, we know that they are experiencing some extreme dryness in parts of South America, and it's really making it difficult for some of their crop, some of their planting right now, and they're just having a lot of issues with dryness.
Yeah, really. And that's another thing that's got me a little bit concerned about our own markets. I kind of think there's a little bit of a weather story playing out, just as you said, between Argentina and Brazil both. And so far, our markets haven't been super interested in that. Like we've talked about, Argentina pretty dry. Brazil maybe even a little bit on the other end of the spectrum, maybe a little bit wet, but still a little bit behind planting wise. So it's a tough market really, all in all, because I think, like I said, we're probably a couple months away from our market really taking a good look at what their weather's doing and feeling like we need to be quite a bit higher. I kind of typically expect that around Christmas time and New Year's when if they're still dry, look for our markets to really wake up. But on the other hand, if their weather conditions really play out and take care of themselves, then, our bean market can still be another 50 cents lower if that happens. So kind of a tough place to be right now, farming wise. I think you just got to continue to try to manage risk and keep your risk limited.
Okay, so let's switch over to the other side of the ag marketplace in the livestock complex. Kaden, what did we see take place there today?
Yeah, looking like live cattle down about 10 cents today. They're really going to take it a little bit better than feeder cattle, down $1.50. continuing to see selling come in after last Friday's cattle on feed report. On the opposite end of that, hogs up about $1.12. So kind of tale of two different stories there, where we saw cattle market pretty strong for several months. Now we've taken a lot of that back. Hog market, the exact opposite, where we sold off for really most of the last, month to 2 months. Kind of seen some rebound this week, but again, that Friday's cattle on feed report really is taking a toll on the cattle complex, and continuing to see that play out today.
And Kaden, have you felt the aftershocks from that report as well? Just everyone talking about how different that number was from kind of what we were expecting.
Yeah, and I really, if you just look at all the markets today, a lot of red across the board. Stocks are down, like I said, grains down, as well as livestock. Just kind of feels like one of those days where everything across the board, coming out, money coming out of the markets. But yeah, that livestock number, complete shock. And like you said, we're down close to $20, I think, on live cattle since the end of last week. So it's definitely played a major role.
Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net, our guest here today. Kaden, thank you for the great information as always. How can our viewers get in touch for more marketing information and to personalize their plan?
Yes, sir. Just go to our website, agmarket.net, and you can reach myself or anyone from our team from there. And, we can kind of get started on what our marketing plan looks like from harvest forward, as far as storing, selling, and re-owning bushels on paper, whatnot. That's a good place to start, and you can reach any of us from there.
Kaden Sweeney, agmarket.net, our guest today. Thank you so much for the time as always. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Have a good one.
Thank you to Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net for our closing market analysis. Let's turn our attention now to the closing numbers, courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart.
December corn down 3/4 cent at $4.79 1/4. November soybeans down 8 3/4 at $12.79 1/2. January soybean meal down $1.40 at $4.15.90. January soybean oil down 65 cents at $51.10. Chicago wheat up 9 3/4 at $6.06 even. Minneapolis wheat up 3 1/2 at $7.24 1/4. Kansas City hard red wheat up 5 3/4 at $6.54 3/4. March oats up 5 3/4 at $4.17 even. On the Merc, December live cattle down 10 cents at $179.32. November feeder cattle down $1.55 at $236.50. December lean hogs up $1.12 at $68.62. And Class 3 milk down 2 cents at $17.53.
And that does it for our Ag Market Recap here on Ag Matters PM. It's time now to take a break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association, and the Soy Checkoff. And when we come back, I will have video from Monday's purchase agreement contract signing ceremony for a purchase of soybeans moving from the United States to China, and the Chinese ambassador to the United States in attendance at that event, Xie Feng.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
You're watching Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. In today's episode, I have video from Monday's purchase agreement and contract signing between the United States and Chinese companies that were in attendance in downtown Des Moines on Monday. A purchase agreement for some United States soybeans headed to China, and the Chinese ambassador to the United States, Xie Feng, in attendance. Here is the ambassador.
Just now, Chinese delegates told me that they will sign over 10 orders at the ceremony today, worth multi-billion dollars. The momentum is running strong, and there is a lot to expect from our agricultural cooperation. Also in 1 week, the 6th China International Import-Expo will kick off in Shanghai, my hometown. We are most happy to have more than 230 American businesses registered for the event this year. China will continue to open its arms and share development opportunities with the world, and especially with the United States. As we build up our strengths in agriculture and seek to achieve modernization for the nearly 500 million Chinese farmers, getting enough to eat is no longer a problem. What the Chinese people care about now is how to eat well and healthy. As you can imagine, with that will come an even more robust demand for quality agricultural products. We are also advancing agri-tech innovation and green agriculture. All these will open up vast space for China-U.S. agricultural cooperation. China-U.S. agricultural cooperation is a shining example that has benefited both peoples and the world. As one economist once asked, who will feed China? Today, China's grain self-sufficiency rate is above 95%. With less than 9% of the world's arable land, we have managed to feed nearly 1/5 of the world's population and made positive contributions to international food security. China's hybrid rice is now grown in nearly 70 countries, which has boosted the total global grain output by 150 million tons, enough to feed 400 to 500 million more people. In the 1980s, the hybrid rice technology was introduced into the United States as the first agricultural patent technology exported by China. 4 decades later, it has covered 50% of the total U.S. rice area. As we speak, about 800 million people around the world are still living in hunger, and global food security is facing grave and complex challenges. Agricultural competition between us will not only agricultural cooperation between us will not only bring more food choices to our people's tables and more income into farmers' pockets, but also enable us to combat common challenges such as global food security with advanced agri-tech for the benefit of the entire humanity. This is the shared responsibility of China and the United States as 2 major countries for building a world free from hunger and want. Of course, we are still facing serious difficulties and challenges in China-U.S. relations. As Jim said just now, I felt more a responsibility rather than an honor to be China's 12th ambassador to the United States. To deepen agricultural cooperation, we need to say no to attempts to politicize economic issues or overstretch the concept of security. Recently, a top international agriculture company was ordered by a state to sell the farmland it had owned for 35 years. The company has employed 4,000 Americans and has been serving American farmers with advanced agri-tech across over 40 states. Annually, it provides a salary of about $510 million and purchases $2 billion worth of goods and services. Over the past 53 years of its operation in the United States, never has it posed any national security risk. But now it is subject to unreasonable suppression, simply because it was bought by a Chinese company 6 years ago. Just imagine if such discrimination and unfair treatment happens to an American company investing elsewhere, which risks getting kicked out anytime in disregard of the contract. How would the US government and people feel? Is there any basic respect for the spirit of contract? market rules, and fair play. Dear friends, 38 years ago, during his first visit to Iowa, President Xi Jinping personally sowed seeds of friendship. Today, the seeds have grown into lush trees. When getting together with his old friends from Iowa in 2012, President Xi said that Iowa was my first stop to get to know the United States. And you were the first group of Americans that I came into contact with. To me, you are America. Now to me and my colleagues, this is still the case. The open-minded, warm-hearted, and hard-working people of Iowa continue to be the epitome of America. To me, again, you are America. You are true America. In China, we have a song named On the Fields of Hope, which is about the farmer's joy at a bumper harvest and expectation for a bright future. On my way from Des Moines to Muscatine, in the footsteps of President Xi yesterday, the crops-laden, colorful autumn fields of Iowa again brought the melody to my mind. I'm deeply impressed by how much our peoples share in common. We both have a deep love for the soil under our feet. Both take pride in our honest work, and both want a better life. Our pursuit of peace, enthusiasm for cooperation, and value of friendship are not to be dismissed. Let us together sow more seeds of friendship and reap more fruits of cooperation on the fields of hope. Thank you very much.
That was the Chinese ambassador to the United States, Xie Feng. Let's turn our attention now to the ag weather outlook. Rain in the forecast throughout the state of Iowa today. That is the case tonight as well. As we look at our ag weather outlook, do have widespread chances for rain showers with some isolated thunderstorm activity. And then as we start to get into tomorrow, on Friday, it's going to be when the weather really changes as we cool off quite a bit. We still will have some high temperatures today on Thursday in the 60s, maybe even the low 70s, but tomorrow that's going to change in a big way. So let's turn our attention now to the National Weather Service and what's in store for the next 24 hours.
As you can see from the National Weather Service, showers and thunderstorms across much of the state today with high temperatures expected 65 to 72. Chances for showers and storms tonight with low temperatures expected in a range of 33 to 64. For Friday, widespread rain chances continue with a gradual clearing of the skies in some areas and high temperatures expected 38 to 65. And now taking a look at our affiliate weather map for Friday. Cherokee, gradual clearing and breezy with a high of around 38. Shenandoah, breezy, chance for rain, then mostly sunny, high of 47. Des Moines, breezy on Friday, chance for showers, then partly sunny and 52. Albia, windy, chance for showers and breezy, high around 59. Waterloo, breezy, a chance for thunderstorms, then a slight chance for showers, high around 55. Clinton, breezy, showers likely, and a high of 65.
For a more detailed weather forecast in your part of the state, make sure and check with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. That will let you know about the local rain chances in your area. And with that, it brings us to the end of the Ag Weather Outlook. That also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also find all of our video content on YouTube. And you can follow us on social media at X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. For Riley Smith, Dustin Huffman, and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.